Making the invisible visible. Black women, 365 days of the year. Each day will spotlight a remarkable woman whose story has shaped Black, British or global diasporic history. Through these daily short films, we create a living, breathing archive of leadership, creativity, resistance and legacy.
Hi, I'm Opal Palmer Adisa from Jamaica, and I am a writer as well as a cultural and gender activist. And I have been engaged in this work for a long time. I'm a full professor and have been for some years. I have taught in the USA at California College of the Arts for 23 years before returning to Jamaica and teaching at the University of the West Indies, Mona. I am the former university director for the Institute for Gender and Development Studies. So, I've been involved in gender and I've been involved in creativity. At California College of the Arts, I was the chair of the Diversity Studies program for 9 years and helped to develop that program. I'm also one of the core 5 faculty that helped to develop the MFA in creative writing. So those are 2 sides of who I am. I'm also a writer and I've written 26 books. I write in all genres: novel, short story, poetry, children's story. I just finished a children's story because Jamaica was hit by Hurricane Melissa and many of our children were devastated. So it's a story, a picture book story for 6 to 9-year-olds. And it's from the point of view of these 2 children who were in Hurricane Melissa. And it's called Melissa No We Friend. I am a Jamaican woman and I am my mother's daughter. And what that means is that my mother was a very dynamic woman, very much involved in her community. And she, in a sense, charged me with that. I remember when I was 13, she signing me up to volunteer for the Red Cross. Another formidable woman in my life was Dr. Barbara Christian, who was from St. Thomas in the U.S. Virgin Islands, and the first Black woman to gain tenure at UC Berkeley. I credit her for doing a PhD because I only went to do a master's degree when I moved to California, and she says, Opal, you should do a PhD. I thank her for her drive and her commitment. She helped to promote people like Alice Walker and Toni Morrison before they were canonized. She really helped to establish the canon of Black women writers. I'm doing several projects that I need support on. The Louise Bennett Coverley Festival, which I started in 2021, and which is a festival, an annual festival to celebrate the work of Louise Bennett, who was formidable and I don't think ever got her full flowers while she was alive. And I want to make sure that young people know of her work and honor her work, that the fact that we have a Jamaican language that we are now proud of. Adisa Ancestry Artist Residency, which I founded in 2025. And it's a residency which now allows for 2 artists, a writer and a visual artist, to come and spend anywhere from 2 weeks to 2 months doing their work. I love traveling and I want to go to every country in Africa and every country in Latin America and every country in the Caribbean. So I definitely want people to know about that because then they can invite me and I can come. I have done 2 documentaries, one on Jean Binta-Breeze, a poet who I knew and love, a Jamaican poet, dub poet. And then I've just finished a documentary on Mervyn Morris, who has been a mentor and someone I admire. But I want to make films. I want to make films about my book. It begins with tears and painting away regrets and my short story collection. I celebrate life, and life is what keeps me motivated. I see people and I see need and I say, what can I do to help, to alleviate that need, to ameliorate, to make things better, and know that you can do something. And I want to lastly leave with the fact that it's really important that we in the Caribbean honor our environment. We've not done that very well. And it's been usurped from us, and we really need to take ownership of it. And we must be mindful and conscious of how we develop this beautiful place to ensure that our children to the 10th generation can enjoy its beauty.
Thank you for joining us for today's story. Making the Invisible Visible is our commitment to ensuring that Black women's histories and contributions are recognised, valued and kept in daily circulation. Across 2026, we will continue to share these powerful narratives, 365 days of impact, brilliance and inspiration. Stay connected, join the conversation and help us champion the women whose journeys continue to shape our world. I'm Paulette Brooks and I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow for the next story.